Hello everyone, this is the homework for Unit 1, Lesson 8. We're going to talk about triangle theorems and angle relationships in this homework, and we're going to go right into question number 1. What we're going to do is that we're going to be given 3 side lengths of a possible triangle. We are going to use the theorem that if you add 2 side lengths of any triangle, it has to be greater than the third side length. So I took 37 plus 13. It has to be greater than 21. It is, so I'm going to put a yes right here. So that is 1 down. It has to meet all criteria. So now I'm going to do 37 plus 21. And that has to be greater than 13, and it is, yes. And then I'm going to take 13 plus 21, and that has to be greater than 37. Now, if you think about it, 21 plus 13, just to make sure, get your calculator out, 21 plus 13, 34 is not greater than 37, so you're going to put no for that one. So I have determined, since the last one does not work, I've determined that is not, these 3 sides do not form a triangle. Let's go on to the second one. We have 8 plus 9, and those 2 sides must be greater than 12. It is. They are. So we have 8 plus 12 now. I'm going from the first to the third at this point right there. It has to be greater than 9. And the sum of those sides are greater than 9. Now I'm going to skip to the second, which is 9 plus 12. 9 plus 12 has to be greater than the other side that I didn't use, and it is yes. So I've determined that the 3 sides do form a triangle. Going to the third question, you have 25 plus 17. That has to be greater than 29. It is, so we're just going to say it is. That satisfies. Then we have 25 plus 29, and that has to be greater than 17, and that is. Then we're going to do 17 plus 29. And that has to be greater than 25, and it is. So I've determined that the 3 sides do form a triangle. All right, so number 4, a cook prepares a cheese sandwich for supper. The cook stuffs an isosceles triangular cheese slice in the sandwich. Which of the following is the possible side measures of the slice of cheese? Show all work to prove your answer is correct. This is just a fancy way of asking which 3 sides represent a triangle. So I'm just going to go to this first one here. And again, I'm going to just do that theorem that I know. 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 is not greater than 8, so this is a no. I could stop right there and then cross out this choice, because which of the following possible side measures of this is the side measures of the isosceles triangular slice of cheese? That is definitely not. All right, so now we're going to go to this. 4 plus 4 must be greater than 6. It is, so we're just going to put a yes here. Then we're going to do 4 plus 6 has to be greater than 4, and that is a yes. Then we're going to do again. So then we have actually back-to-back 4 plus 6s because both sides were 4 and that they gave us. So 4 plus 6 is greater than 4 both times, and it's yes. So this looks like it is definitely going to be my answer. I'm just going to check C out right now. Which of the following is possible side measures? So we're just going to do 3 plus 3 has to be greater than 6. 6 is not greater than 6. This is equal to 6, so this is a no, and we could cross this out. The answer is B. All right, because that is the only one that fits into that theorem of the two side lengths, adding two side lengths together, and they would have to be greater than the third side length, and B is your answer. The sum of all interior angles, just remember interior means inside. Interior angles of a triangle are 180 degrees. The two or more angles that add up to be 180 degrees, two or more, we went over in class today, these are called supplementary angles. Two or more angles that add up to be 90 degrees are complementary angles. A straight line is 180 degrees. So just remember, I always kind of just go by the alphabet. C comes before S in the alphabet, obviously, and then 90 comes before 180 in the number line. So I kind of link the C up to 90 and the S up to 180. I know it doesn't make any math sense, but that's the way I remember it, and I don't forget it at all. So number 6, we're talking about triangular angles. So this is pretty easy. It says find the measure of the indicated angle. They're asking about the measure of angle C, that M angle, measure of angle C. So we're talking about this right here, this angle. So obviously if you have two given angles of a triangle, just remember we're going to just go ahead and add those two angles that they give us and then take it and subtract it from 180, because we know that all interior angles of a triangle equal 180 degrees. And this now would be 30. So I'm going to put this down as 30 degrees. Always put the angle in the actual figure and picture that they give you, just so you know that that you're correct. That looks like a 30-degree angle. Remember, it's not drawn to scale, but it should be something close to it. All right, so we have 30 degrees right here. Just make sure you put that degree symbol. So find a measure of the indicated angle. This is the indicated angle right there, measure of angle X. So we do the same thing, 50 plus 62. You add them up, and you get 112 degrees. 180 minus 112. Just remember, no matter how easy you think something is, you just go ahead and you do 180 minus 112, and it is 68. You could see it is 68 degrees here. Now, could I do that by hand? Yes, you can, but just don't leave anything to chance, right? 68 degrees. So you put that right in here. That looks like a 68-degree angle. Find the measure of the indicated angle, measure of angle U. This is what they're looking for right here with that question mark. Just remember, the sum of the two non-adjacent angles is equal to the exterior angle. The sum, this plus this, equals this. All right. So if you add the question mark and the 50 degrees together, it's always going to be equal to the 120. So I'm going to do this in a couple of ways. So this is the first method, and it is the method that we would like you to know and do. Just remember the two non-adjacent angles. When you add them up, the sum of the two non-adjacent angles is equal to the exterior. So if they give you one of the two non-adjacent angles, then you could end the external angle, the exterior angle, you could always do 120 minus the 50. All right, and then you would get that question mark. 120 minus 50 is 70. That is it. So we're going to equal 70 right here. So that means this is 70 degrees. And that is one step. The other way that you could do this is the way that I used to do it in 8th grade. Just say you did not know. I'm just going to erase this 70 right now. And you did not know that the two non-adjacent angles, the sum of those two angles could equal the exterior angles. You didn't know that. This is a straight line right here. What we're going to do is highlight it, and I'm going to highlight this right here. That is a straight line. Straight lines equal 180 degrees. So I am going to do this second method, and that's the first thing I see is that it's a straight line. It's 180 minus 120. I know that that equals 60 degrees, and I'm going to put 60 degrees right here. Once I have that, I know I have two angles of the interior angles of a triangle. It's easy for me to get the third one now just by adding 60 plus 50, getting 110 degrees, then taking 110 and subtracting it from 180, because all triangles, interior angles of a triangle, when you add them up, equal 180 degrees. So that's 70 degrees. And I have the same answer. It took me a little bit longer, but it doesn't matter. You have the answer. You figured it out. Whichever way, whichever method you want to do is fine, and we could just roll with it from there. So same thing right here. We're going to talk about find the measure of the indicated angle. This is the indicated angle that they want you to find. And they want that measure of angle U. So I'm just going to do this one method, one step. The two non-adjacent angles, when you add them together, equal the exterior angle. So the 50 plus this question mark will equal 115. If we have one of the non-adjacent angles, interior non-adjacent angles, then we could take the exterior angle, which is 115, and minus 50 from it. Just remember, nothing to chance. We have 115 minus 50. Enter it, and it's 65. So that angle, this question is finished. If you use that method right here, this is 65 degrees. And you answered that question pretty quickly. Now, if you did not know that, and I'm just going to go through again, just my method number 2, it is a little bit longer, but where it's okay. All right, if you want to use this method, we have a straight line. A straight line equals 180 degrees. So we have, the first thing I'm going to do is do 180 minus 115. And that is 65 degrees. Once I have that, I'm going to put it into the diagram just to make sure I know exactly what's going on. I have 65 plus 50, the two interior angles that that I know. It equals to 115 degrees, the two interior angles. And then I'm going to just take 180 minus 115 again, and then I'm going to figure out that that is 65 degrees again. And it's the same answer. Yes, it did take 3 steps, but those 3 steps are finished. It's not a lot of work anyway. And you definitely have options on the basic way that you want to solve these types of questions. All right. Number 10, find the measure of the indicated angle. Now we are looking for the external angle, and just simply the sum of the two non-adjacent inside, the angles that are inside, interior angles, the sum of them will equal the exterior angle. Very, very simple. So 70 plus 50 is 120. So that angle equals 120 degrees. Again, you could have done this. So that was one method. Second method would be to add 70 plus 50 together. Get 120 degrees. Well, 180 minus 120 equals 60. So that means this would be 60 degrees because you're finding all the interior angles of a triangle equal, and if you add them together, they equal 180 degrees. So that's why I'm taking 180 minus 120 from it, and then I get 60. As soon as I have this as 60, then I could take this as a straight line. Remember, this is a straight line. A straight line. So if that is a straight line, we're talking about 180 degrees because it's a straight line. I have the 60, so this is 120, and the measure of the question mark, the external angle, is 120 degrees. Either way you do this, it's fine. All right, either way. So one more question left on the homework, and then it is finished. Again, here's the external angle. Here's an interior angle. Right? Right here, the angle on the outside. Right here, the angle on the inside. It's non-adjacent. They give you a non-adjacent angle right here. Interior angle. Interior angle. This plus this equals the 140. The exterior angle. The two non-adjacent interior angles, if you add them up, will equal the exterior angle. So, if you have one of the non-adjacent angles that are inside the triangle, that means you could just take, and this is one step, 140 minus 45 equals 95 degrees. This equals 95 degrees. I'm going to put the 95 here, and that's it. All right. You could also do it in a second step, a second way, I should say. So I'm going to erase this right now. So my first thing, I always look for a straight line. I always look for the straight line. Here's the straight line. So I have my straight line right there. And I'm going to do, first thing I'm going to do is 180 minus 140. Because I know if I get two interior angles of a triangle, I can get the third one easily. So 180 minus 140 is 40 degrees. So if you have 40 degrees and you have 45, then you could take those and add them together. You get 85 degrees. Then since these two add up to be 85 degrees, that means that you can add them together. Well, yeah, 85 degrees, and then you can subtract it from 180 because the triangle equals 180 degrees. And that equals 95. Either way, this equals 95. Whichever way you like to do it is fine. And that ends that. Any other questions, please send them our way, and we'll definitely be able to answer them. See you next time.